What is goody? Welcome to the channel. I just made this video because my partner wants to see, some good examples of how to play Fuse. And just some things to know whenever playing Fuse so that way you're ready for any match that you come across. You feel me? So let's get right into it. Let's get it. Now, first things first is you need to have a good understanding of both your surroundings, the map, and what weapons you have in your arsenal. So first of all, see somebody get to the weapons first. So I'm gonna use the knuckle cluster to cause a distraction, make them look behind them, and then look, I run into a little wraith not paying attention. So boom, now I can make sure nobody pull up, and I could do a finisher on her, and then get my shields back. You feel me? Boom. And now I get her loot, free shields, and everything else. Now my teammates can pull up knowing, hey, we got one out of the way. They teammates gonna pull up and try and take them out. And look, I catch them lacking. Now I use that to make sure I can flank them. And if they try and back up, it's over with. But luckily she was low. I'm gonna get the revive so my teammate can watch my back because I have full shields, you know. And boom, look, they get a kill themselves. So now everything all gravy. We get to loot, make sure we ready for the third party. Always be ready for third party. And always be grabbing grenades. The grenades will probably save your life more than the ammo will. But do not underestimate the power of ammo plus grenades. And since he can stack 2 grenades in one item slot, it just makes it so easy to just hog all the grenades in every vicinity you go to. So just have a good understanding of what grenades you have and get good with keeping track of your inventory and knowing what's too much and what's too little. Like having more than one stack of shotgun ammo, basically like one ammo slot of shotgun ammo, that's too much. And depending on who you are, you'll figure out what is too much and what is too little.
Ultimate's ready. Let's give these jokers a show.
All right, right now we about to give a good example of the what's too much and too little. See, I was saving onto the double tap because I was hoping to find a shotgun, the Eva 8, or maybe even the G7, and I could replace that with the Hemlock, which I don't have a lot of ammo for at all. So if I get into a fight, I'm screwed. But if I find that double tap and a whole bunch of light ammo, oh, I'm in good graces. But look, I find other attachments, more heavy ammo, a better suited gun, but I'm taking too long to loot. My teammates probably ended up running into somebody, and I'm just taking too long to loot. But you see how easy it was to grab those grenades. Got 7 grenades. As a fuse, that's still not too much. But you also got to take into account of what weapons you're comfortable with, which grenades do what, and if you holding on to something for too long and still don't find a weapon, you just wasting the ammo slot when you could have had ammo, you could have had more grenades, all those type of things. So you just gotta be aware, understand the situation you in, and know what to do. So now look, here's a perfect moment to show you what his ultimate is like. So I'm like, okay, I have a little bit of time. My teammate will be able to hold it down before I can get there, and I might be able to shoot a knuckle cluster in there to help. But I'm not gonna be able to make it there in time. So look, I use my ultimate to kind of solidify a certain area, and then just try and take out their shields. So at least by the time I get there, I'll be able to at least like save my teammate. They'll be super low. We could heal up, be ready for third party, get the loot, and then I'm gonna use the knuckle cluster as a distraction for sound so they don't know I'm getting the revive off, and they won't just push idiotically and just think it's okay. They still push, but guess what? They weren't equipped to take on this squad right here. So they knew they was smart not to push yet, and they was gonna wait. So I'm gonna heal up. My teammate saw I was in the house, so he went in there, and I'm like, perfect. Now I'm gonna take this mug out. Make sure if he push while this storm is coming, he gonna take himself out for me. But he was smart enough to back up, reset a little bit. Now my teammate is up. I can heal up. He can heal up. Now we both can take on this person, whoever it is, and their teammates, and be able to win the fight. Plus, he already took somebody out, so now we got loot. Now we wait for their teammate to pull up. Oh my gosh! And the exact loot I needed. Ooh, ooh. And I missed all them shots. Hit him with the knuckle cluster. It didn't actually hit him, but if he try and back up and try and reset because he's low, oop, look, I get the kill anyways. Yeah, see? But had I put it like right in front of him or right on him, it would have been a whole nother story, and I probably would have got the kill a lot quicker. But regardless, that knuckle cluster saved me. Picking up my teammate saved me, and made that so much easier. Because had I not picked up my teammate, that would have ended a completely different way. I obviously would have been back in the lobby at this point. I wouldn't have, a certain amount of damage right now, and it just, yeah, it would have been terrible. So this is another reason why Fuse can be very good for newer players who still are trying to get used to the mechanics and all the things like that. All those type of things. It's just a lot easier. I'm taking too long to loot here, but I'm a master with looting in Storm, because there's a lot of times where people are gonna try and camp ring and like hold people who are outside of ring. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep them there, and then the moment they come in, they don't have cover, and they're just trying to nail them out. So while they're doing all of that, other squads are gonna pull up on them and third party them while they're trying to third party people coming out of Storm. So I've gotten good at playing in the Storm, so that way that doesn't happen to me, and I can always go around, and I always have enough meds to do such. But I do not advise this for any newer players, nor anybody who's actually an avid player of the game. But at that point, shoot, who am I to tell you how to play? If you already, you know what I'm saying? So this is just multiple reasons why I say Fuse is the best first legend for anybody getting new to the game, used to the game. He's just such a fun legend. The way his kit is just like you're entry fragger, and basically meaning like you're the first person in the fight or you're the second person. You can be either or, because you can have one person run in, ready to gun them down, and all you doing is searching for them and pointing out where they at, sending in a knuckle cluster, just one grenade to go along with that. Like for example, tossing in a thermite first is gonna force them away from one exit point, and then you can put your knuckle cluster in the very other exit. If this is the only two exit location, like if they're in a house, a hut, or something of that sort, and you thermite one doorway, and then there's only one other doorway for them to get through, and you knuckle cluster that other doorway, they're just like, crap, we're stuck in here. And the moment you know that, your teammate is already ready to push in from either side. You are also ready to, plus your third teammate probably already in position, depending on what character they are. And boom, you still at a distance. They can't push you. Your teammates are pushing them. And even if they lose, you come in with all these grenades. It's not gonna matter. You about to blow up this literal entire house. Even though it's still gonna stay intact, you're literally about to send grenades, knuckle clusters. You can even use your ultimate inside a house and it'll work. Because going through that fire, ooh, I'm sorry. Going through that fire will, one, stop them from being able to run. Two, also not be able to continuously be able to like do movement tactics or anything like that unless you're Octane or maybe like Horizon or Vantage. But if you're inside of a house, it's not gonna do you much good to have any either of those characters. And so, the only person that's a good counter to Fuse is Watson, and that's because of her ultimate which will disintegrate any like ordnance within the vicinity of the ultimate. So as a Fuse, if you see a Watson set her ultimate up in an easy to shoot place, do not use your knuckle cluster to take it out. That will be just a waste of your knuckle cluster. Shoot it with your actual gun, and once that's taken out, now go absolute crazy because they are thinking they're about to be safe. They're about to be able to shield up. They're not going to be able to push. All of that thanks to her ultimate. But if you shoot that mug down at the perfect time and just really have your teammates push in, you will look like a ace. You will look like a ace on your team, bro. You will look like the ringleader. Like everybody's trying to follow your lead because the moment you take that out and they know they can push in, boom, they're like, damn, I'm about to just blast these fools. And then you just come in with a knuckle cluster like, boop, they about to get out of that room, and if they don't, they about to just give me more damage. And then you can sit back, and if they take out one of your teammates, you flank them, pop, pop, pop. I mean, we about to give you a good example right here. I'm doing too much talking, you feel me? But I just want to give you all the good info, the juicy info that you need, Now, even though Watson is a good counter to Fuse, she's also one of the weaker characters to Fuse because once her ultimate is taken out, now she's very weak to a Fuse push, especially if he's already got a whole bunch of grenades stacked. Like it becomes unfair, literally. As long as she doesn't use her fences to the best of her abilities, a Fuse can take out a Watson. She might be able to keep shielding up because of her passive, but for him to quickly be able to just have so many knuckle clusters on top of the grenades, it's just, what can you do? You can have all the gunplay you want, but if you take out your ultimate, that's gonna take a second unless you got an ultimate accelerant for Watson. And Fuse, he gets his ultimate back pretty fast, and you can just stack these grenades and just literally fire them off. I'm about to show you here in a second. So right over here, my teammate has found the last squad, and we know it's a Fuse. We don't know what the other teammate abilities are, or other teammates, but they kind of stuck in a little spot over here, and I'm just trying to set in a local cluster, clear out the area, find out where they at. We don't have a scan legend, and so I use the ultimate to make sure they don't push us, and if they do, I'll know. So now we can reset, especially since he's low. He has no shields yet. And now I can just sit back and just tell him, do not come this way, otherwise you will get taken out. And so we're able to relocate, get in the ring, and really put ourselves in a better position. So had I been any other legend, they probably would have pushed and probably would have been successful, just because we didn't have a legend that can, keep people at bay. And that's what Fuse does really well. He's really able to make sure people aren't able to just run at you and just ape on top of you and just be able to just come at you like I'm so much better than you, this and that. And then they trap themselves behind a truck, and then as me being a Fuse, this is perfect. Now I'm about to really just start letting these grenades off, and I can switch grenades mid like shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because which grenade makes a difference. Because the frag is gonna bounce. You know what I'm saying? Not blow up off rip. The thermite is really just gonna cut off stuff and then give them damage over time. It's like fire. It's like catching on fire in certain games. And then the arc star is really just gonna stop your movement completely. And I was just able to put the last few bullets on them, and shoot, we got us to win. So, if you ever thought about Oh, Fuse is not a good character. Well, you just don't know how to use him. Because Fuse is literally easily broken in the right hands. So if you ever if you ever think, hey, let me run some Fuse, just because I wanna, go crazy with the grenades, and I want to be able to fight people from a distance and then still be able to do a lot of damage and force people out of houses so that way they can't camp, you know? Like, yeah, this is that guy, you know? It'll be better to combo him with a legend that has wall hacks or something of the sort, because then it'll literally be unfair because you'll be able to see where people are, place grenades exactly where you need them to be, and it just becomes just absolutely demolishing, really. So we're gonna end it here, but if you ever want me to show you some gameplay or give my point of view of a character, just let me know, drop it in the comments, anything of the sort. All right, y'all stay safe out here.